So there's this new path that you have been guided to start embarking on. Maybe you're taking a couple steps in that direction, and maybe you don't know exactly what it is, but you're feeling the nudge to start something new, create something new, maybe just do something different than you're used to. And you know that you know that you know. Your intuition is very strong. You know who you are, you know what you're about. And I'm getting that you have been someone who's been developing your gifts, whatever they are, whether they're practical or spiritual. You've been learning, you've been growing, you've been doing the work. You know your spirit team when they talk to you. You know that you can trust that gut feeling. You know that people come into your life for a reason, and you understand the connections. You're very spiritually tapped in. And so you have this foundation that is strong and sturdy. You've been through the ringer, you know what I mean? You have been through trial and error. You have dealt with people who have treated you bad, but you learned so much about yourself. And first of all, congratulations. That's beautiful, because a lot of people don't take the time to do that. A lot of people run from themselves. And so you've learned yourself. You've learned how to love yourself. You've learned the inner workings of your mind, of your heart, why you do what you do. And so in turn, it's almost like you're on this steady footing that nobody can take away from you. You know that you know that you know who you are and what you're about. You know your connection to God, and you trust the universe, and you know that, the universe has your back. There's all these things that you cannot be shaken on because of all the things you've been through and made it through. And especially it's important for this message at the end of this year, since we're going into a new year, into a year number 1. And so that's beginnings, right? And so I know it's been hard. And I know it's been long, but it's been necessary. And you needed to basically take all these quote unquote classes for those who are graduating in December. You know what it's like if you've been in school recently. And if you haven't been in school recently, you still understand the almost pain of going through, I won't say college, because I want to think relate it more to college, of just taking all these classes and staying up late with your homework. And in the moment, it's not fun, but you look back and there's all this knowledge that nobody can take away from you. And you get this degree that nobody can take away from you. You've earned it, right? And so that foundation has been set. You have mastered self. So you're someone who has achieved great self-mastery. And we're going to take a pause for that and take a deep breath. And I want you to say, I know who I am. And whatever I am I put in there, I am that I am. And it can be one thing, multiple things. Some of you are multifaceted, and you're all the things. You're a jack of all trades. Now, I'm not going to say master of none, but listen. You know what I mean. So there's a lot of self-mastery with the people I'm talking to. So take a deep breath and congratulate yourself for that. You made it. Congratulations. You're a graduate of that schooling. And before I keep going, welcome if you're new here. Today is day number 14 of Divine Guidance and Insight. And I'm not going to make it too long. Hit the subscribe button if you are resonating with this, and I'm going to keep on going. So here's the thing. You know that your intuition is so strong, right? You know that you know that you know. You get signs, synchronicities. You're very well versed in when, God is trying to tell you something. You have the ears to hear. You know how God speaks to you. You know how to listen to your body. And so you know that there is a path that you're going down. There's something new that you're going to do. You're getting inspired in this divine inspiration to go and do X, Y, Z. And it could be crazy even to you sometimes, but in your heart, you feel like, oh, this is right, though. I might be a little scared, but this is right. So I'm going to compare this to the analogy of, let's say you've been to college and basically you got all your foundations. And let's say you went to college and didn't get a specific degree. You were undeclared or something. Is that possible? I'm pretty sure it is. Or you don't have to get a bachelor's or whatever, a degree in something specific. You can just get I don't know. Don't get on me because I didn't take any of those routes. My route was highly specific, but let's just say you taken all the base classes and like you got your degree and it wasn't specialized in anything, but you needed that foundation still to go into whatever you choose that you want to go into. So let's say this next era, next era of life. I like that. In the next era of your life, there's still going to be some things that you have to learn. It's like going into a job that you're qualified for, but like there's specifics to that job, right? And you still have to go to some training and learn a few more skills or something like that, because that's, something specific to that job. So what I'm saying is there is this new beginning that is still going to require us to fine tune a little bit and to kind of, I want to say lock it down, but it's a more practical thing. And it's like paying attention to these practical day-to-day routines or I want to say determination too. I'm just trying to say the words that come to my mind because I'm trying to get better at just letting it come out. So if that resonates with you, determination, routines, motivation, or looking at things like what motivates me, what food do I eat that makes me crash in the middle of the day. It's like those practical things that may be affecting you on the physical plane that would need to be addressed and fine-tuned for the thing that you're going into. Okay, so this example is maybe you're going into something that's communications, and we're going to relate it back to the foundation, right? So it's like going into something where you're confident, you're capable, maybe you have all the foundational pieces, you have worked on your self-expression, that you're confident in your voice, you got all that foundation down, but now like you're going into a role that requires you to speak on a certain type of thing or use a new skill to incorporate with your communication. Like, I never communicated and did this. I never been on a panel of people and communicated. I've just been used to solo communication. You know what I mean? So it's like, there's going to be maybe something different that's going to require a new thing from you. And you have the foundational pieces, but now we just got to fine tune the practical pieces. So your spiritual and emotional pieces are there. The foundation is laid. You trust your intuition, and that's an even better thing. When there's something practical that you need to fix, like you're gonna be able to pick it up. You're gonna be like, maybe this is a problem. Maybe I'm doing this well. Let me keep doing this. You know what I mean? Hopefully that's making sense. Overall, what I'm trying to say, you have the spiritual and emotional pieces. Now we are going to fine tune the physical pieces that are in alignment with the thing you're being guided to. And we might not know exactly what that is. So you may be being asked to work on something in your physical reality and you don't know why. There might be some sort of like, hey, focus on this, pay attention to this. And you're like, why are you telling me to work on this? I have no idea why. And it's like, well, it's preparing you for this specific role. And I want you to listen and I want you to trust it, okay? I'm trying to figure out what I'm being told, but I can tell you that over the past 2 days, there's been so many car alarms and horns. Maybe sometime, one time it was like beep, 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 like a car alarm, but it's just been so many like beep, 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 and some really annoying ones, but it's like, what? How many people need to get picked up? You know what I mean? And it's just been so like, it's been enough and loud enough for me to be like, what? For me to recognize it. Sometimes it's one time it's like, whatever, but it's been like enough times to get my attention. And so I feel like there's something that's been trying to get your attention, and you might not be paying attention to it because you're not really aware that it's because that's going to be a part of your new era. Okay, so just pay attention. I think that's what I'm trying to say, because there is this new beginning coming, this new era coming. There's a great potential in this new cycle, and I know that you are well equipped to knock it out of the park, y'all. I know that you are, and there's a balance here between the spirituality and practicality, where we're strong on the spirituality, and I think we're strong on the practicality too. I know a lot of y'all are motivated and determined and disciplined, but it might be in some areas where you're not so disciplined. Right now, I'm in the kitchen and my microwave is blinking and it's blinking food, 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 food. Maybe for some of us and for me, it's the food we eat. And it's like, well, what does that got to do with anything? Hey, food gives you energy, right? Sometimes we're allergic to some foods that cause inflammatory reactions that make us super sleepy and it makes us not sleep well. Or maybe you're being called to be, listen, I'm giving y'all examples. Maybe you're supposed to be called to be an influencer in the beauty community and you're supposed to be on camera a whole lot. And the foods that you're eating are causing you to break out. If y'all know anything about me, I'm dealing a lot with acne anyway. And it's like, hey, I need you to cut out some of these foods. I need you to track your foods. That's a very practical thing, a very mundane, everyday thing that is like, okay, what foods are causing these reactions? Because I don't need you to be on screen looking like you're looking when you're supposed to be in front of millions of people. That's a very practical thing. And it's like, well, if I match that with, hey, but I know who I am, right? So it's like you're going into these roles with this foundation, though, of like, even if somebody says something mean, I know who I am. I'm rooted in spirit. I'm rooted in God. I trust, right? Let's say there's a brand deal who's trying to, get one over on you, and you have the confidence to say, no, that's not enough. I value myself more. I'm not going to trade off some of my ethics and morals just to be a face of a brand. You know what I mean? You are rooted in that. So that's what I'm saying. You have your spiritual sense about you. You have your foundation about you. So when you go into your new era, there's some non-questionables, non-negotiables that you already know. Like if something doesn't feel right, you trust that feeling. If somebody in your environment doesn't feel right, you already can pick up on those cues. Right? So you already have that rooted in you, but now maybe there's just a couple more little shifts that we need to make in our practical lives. And I'm like, you're like, who is this talking? If you've even made it this far, look, I'm just telling you what's coming through. And I hope this is helpful. I'm trying to be intentional and speak life into you. So I guess that can't be too bad, right? Just be open-minded. Listen to me. And if you're only picking up a little bit from this and there's only a little bit that resonates and you got what you needed and you could be on your merry way, that's fine. Your intuition is strong, like I'm saying. You know what parts of these are for you and what's not. But anyways, trust that you are on the right path and that you're protected going down this path, even if you might not know exactly where it's leading to. I know that your intuition doesn't guide you and steer you wrong. I know that you end up in the right rooms for the right reasons. You're always in the right place at the right time. I know that you meet people because they are in alignment. Either, sometimes they're still teach you a lesson, but you can easily pick up who this person is, what they're here for, what's their intentions. That is a skill that cannot be taken away from you because you've worked through it, you've earned it, you've grown your spiritual senses, and you've grown that foundation. Your foundation is strong. Okay, so here's the thing. I'm just asking you, and I'm being asked as well, as I'm staring at this food blinking sign on this microwave. And we're sometimes still a little bit stubborn about making those changes understood. That's fair, that's fine. But if you feel like you're noticing like, hey, this thing keeps happening every time I do this, is not something I want to happen. My energy levels aren't that great. Maybe I should go see a physician. And I'm not saying anything. Maybe you're guided to go see a natural path. Maybe you're guided to go see a dietitian. Maybe you're guided to go see anything else. Maybe you're to go see an esthetician. You know what I mean? To get more knowledge or something. Where was I going with that? How we're working on our practical things. But anyways, we're picking up on these cues, and I know you feel the pings. Maybe you get the dreams, and you already know there's something pulling you to a certain thing. Maybe you already know exactly what you're stepping into next, but I highly doubt it because sometimes we don't know. We don't know the plans that God has for us, and it's way bigger than we've even imagined. But keep taking those steps forward, and if you're guided to make changes on the practical, physical level, take that seriously. Or at least try and see what happens and see what doors open and what it guides you to next. But we have to pay attention, though. I think that's step number one. So just pay attention. Open your awareness up and open your ears, because you have the spiritual ears, you have the spiritual senses. But not everything is super spiritually connected. You know what I mean? So you might think that, oh, this means there's something spiritual going on, when in reality it's like, no, you're allergic to that food. No, you really need to cut out the sugar. No, it's really a practical thing. I know that can be tough sometimes, because like, we do want to sometimes over spiritualize everything, and that's me as well. You know what I mean? We're ignoring our physical proof and blame shifting. But anyways, I think I'm going too far with this, because I don't want to sit here and start, feeling like I'm being on somebody, because I'm not, unless you need to hear it. Hey, if you're open to hearing it. Some things I think just come out of my mouth because God needs me to hear it through my own mouth. It's like, yeah, you heard it because you said it. Yeah, you better have heard it. So anyway, you're on the right path. You are protected. There just might be some sort of like maybe training for the specific thing that you practically need to work on. But you're welcoming in a new era. And I know where a lot of us are more open to that, since the new year is coming and a lot of people are more willing to make physical changes and start your life over, and a new year, new me. Well, that's fantastic, because look, come on, we're going into a new era. And the great thing is you are starting the new era on a firm foundation, where a lot of people are just saying, oh, a new year, new me, and haven't done anything to prepare themselves for the new them that they envision. And that's where we end up every year, right back in the same old spot, because it wasn't based on anything real. There was no stability. There was no support. It's like, no, you can't just one day wake up and say, oh yeah, I'm just going to start anew. Like that's cute. That's cute and all. But I'm not going to speak on that. I'm just saying you and me, we are well equipped. And you're well equipped. So whatever that you feel like you're guided to start new year, new you on, you are ready, you're prepared. You've been guided to that for a reason. There's just maybe just a little bit of things that we need to be aware on, that we need to work on, to really solidify the new era and for it to be stable. So your new era is not flopping back and forth. So your 2026 don't start looking like 2025 and going back and forth and back and forth. No, once we step into it, we want to stay right there. We want to stay there, only up, right? Or higher or better, okay? So I'm going to wrap it up right there. Y'all let me know how it resonates, and I hope you got something from this message. And I want you to know that the angel number that you're looking for or you're going to be on the lookout for are 444. More specifically, though, the angel number was 44044. So if you want to look that up and do some research on that yourself, let me know if you've been seeing fours around, if you're still listening, which I know you are, because, why wouldn't you be? Anyway, or leave a 444 down in the comment section, and let me know what it means to you and if you resonate with this, and I'll wrap it up right there. Thank you so much for listening and watching and subscribing. I'm so grateful for you being here. I'm so thankful for all of the hearts that my message touches. I'm so thankful for planting the seeds of intention or intentional seeds into your brain to help you do better in life, or to help you make better decisions, or to even just be someone to confirm you what you already know. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for being here. I'm truly, truly grateful. I will see you on the next video.